So I have talked about this topic a little bit before in the past, but I saw it come up on Instagram the other day, so I wanted to circle back to it. So today we are talking about working with insecure clients. Dun dun dun. Is this a touchy topic? I don't know, but we're diving in. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is, well, this is Alfie. Hi friends, my name is Kelsey and I am a senior photographer based in Richmond, Virginia. And this little YouTube channel of mine is just my little corner of the social world where I like to share some helpful tips and tricks for your senior photography business. That is a mouthful to say all at one time, and I don't know why I say it every single video. Real quick before we dive in, I just wanted to remind you or tell you that I have a little gift in the description box, as always, just as a little thank you for being here, and it is my brand new freebie called Posing for Gen Z of my favorite go-to prompts for some trendy and fresh new poses to incorporate into your senior session that I promise your seniors are going to love. So that is linked right down below. Please grab it if you haven't already, and you'll definitely want to use it after we talk through today's video. It can be tough working with clients that you can just very obviously see that they are uncomfortable or they're nervous, or you can tell that they are really insecure about themselves. And to me, that's heartbreaking because I see myself in my clients and my girls when I see them that way, because that's how I used to be. So my goal for every single senior session is to make them feel as comfortable as possible. I want them to feel like I am their best friend, that they are just out taking some fun pictures with, and it is my goal for every single session for my girl to feel beautiful, comfortable, to feel absolutely amazing. So sometimes you can really obviously tell and sometimes you have no idea, but my tip for you is to just keep pushing through, keep being as enthusiastic as possible, and continue to hype her up no matter what the situation is. If you're struggling with lighting or posing, or you start feeling awkward, just keep pushing through. I promise it gets better. And let's talk about a few things that I do before I ever even start my session that makes my girl feel 10 times better about herself and the session coming up. So my tip number one is to just start slow. I tend to get to a session, and when I get excited, I start talking really fast and I start yelling and my words jumble together, and a lot of times I have to think to myself, Kelsey, you need to calm the F down because you're probably scaring this poor girl. So one thing that I know to be true is that if you start off the session slow and controlled, everything's gonna be fine. What I do at every single session is I start off by asking them questions about themselves. I ask how their day was. I, really just make small talk at the very beginning. And then I also, this is kind of tip number two, mixed with tip number one, is that I will get a game plan set at the very beginning of the session. She knows exactly what's coming. She knows exactly what she's gonna wear, where we're gonna go, what's going on. And if you can build that comfort level from the trust, just get it all out there. Lay out the whole shoot for her so she has it in her mind of what's coming. That will be your first stepping stone to a very successful shoot and working with someone who's probably really nervous. I typically will meet my seniors somewhere that's not like right in the very spot that we're gonna be shooting, whether it's, it could be the parking lot, it could be a coffee shop. I normally will meet them somewhere where we have to at least walk a few feet away to get to the spot where we're going to be shooting. So in that time that we're walking, I am chatting her ear off. I'm asking her where she's going to college, if she knows what she wants to do, if she's playing any sports, or how's school going. I will go through all the things, which may sound just kind of surface level, but you have to break the ice somehow. And if you can find something that you can relate to her with, one of my girls was a dancer, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I was a dancer for 16 years of my life. Like, let's talk about dance because I miss it. And that, if you can find that one thing that you can relate to them to, you're automatically building trust and breaking down those walls of feeling nervous, of feeling insecure, the whole thing. So tip number two, I know for sure I've talked about this before. I think it's really important to not pull out your camera first thing. you don't want to scare them by pulling out your big scary lens and your camera equipment and all the things right away. Just like I said, tip number 1, take it slow. Start asking her questions. You got to break the ice. And then tip number 2 is when you can pull out your camera. Once you've got her in position and you're starting to get the shoot going, you've kind of talked to her about the game plan and what to expect, then you can pull out your camera. Number 3 is to ask them if they have a certain side that they like to stand on for pictures. I know for myself, I like to be on this side. I like my left side to show for pictures. And so I know that some people are really picky, like myself. So I will always start off on the side that she prefers to stand on, even if it's not great lighting. I'm just gonna say it. Even if it's not great lighting, I'm gonna put her on the side that she feels most comfortable with to start off her session. Even if I don't keep those pictures, you're setting the standard that you care about what she prefers and how she likes to be in pictures. And then I also will ask her if there's anything that she wants me to watch out for, whether it's her hair being a certain way or her shirt laying a certain way on her chest or shoulders. Or I had a girl recently tell me that she was like, please tell me if I have crazy eyes, because I start smiling and I get excited and my eyes go wide and it looks scary in pictures, so please tell me. And I was like, girl, I got you, don't worry. So that's another thing too. And also, if you can fix one of those things early on, like making sure that her shirt is laying right, or go up and just like fix her hair, well, ask her first if you can touch her hair and fix it. I've never had anybody tell me no. They're always like, yes, please fix my hair. But I always like to ask first, so you should too. But if you can go and fix their hair or just adjust something, then you will start building that trust that they can rely on you to be making sure that they are looking their absolute best for their picture. And they know that they're not gonna be just looking crazy out there and that you're just taking pictures. So tip number 4 is something that I learned straight from Caitlin James. These are her words. I didn't come up with this, and it is to let them know, because it's so true. The first 10 to 15 minutes of every single session is always a little bit awkward. And I think that this is important. You're being flat out straight with them that, like, yeah, like, if you're feeling a little awkward right now, that's absolutely normal and it is okay. And I always tell them too that even when I get my pictures done, I always feel awkward the first few minutes. And I've been doing this a long time and I've had a lot of pictures of myself taken. So if they're feeling weird about themselves and like the whole situation going on, like, that's okay. That is okay, and we will push through it. And after those first 15 minutes, they're gonna be feeling so good. They're gonna be having the time of their life, and they're not even gonna notice that they were feeling awkward or weird in the beginning. So that's something that I learned from Caitlin James, and I think I've noticed too when I tell my girls that, they're like, oh, okay, well, that's okay. I'm feeling a little bit awkward, but like, that's good to know that other people feel awkward too. And so tip number 5 is to hype them the frick up the entire time, especially in those first few minutes of shooting. I typically will say something along the lines of, oh my gosh, a lot of people look awkward in the first few minutes. You're actually killing this. And normally it's true. No, I'm not out here lying to all my clients, but I like to really hype them up in those first few minutes to get them comfortable, to make them just feel their best in those first few minutes when they're probably feeling the most awkward or the most insecure about themselves and what's going on. And I make sure that I am reassuring them throughout the entire session. If I put them in a pose and maybe I say put your hand flat on your back and they do something like turn it this way on their hips and it looks a little awkward, I will still take the photo and then I'll be like, okay, let's try doing this way. Let's mix it up a little bit and do it like this. I never tell them, oh no, that's not right, do it this way. I never say that. I would feel absolutely horrible if I did that and my photographer was telling me, oh no, don't do that. That's not what I said. Like, just think about it. How would that make you feel? So take the picture, even if it's not correct, and keep going and just pretend like it never happened. And reassure them that they are doing great and they are working the camera and killing it, and really hype them up the entire shoot. I cannot emphasize this enough. I literally don't stop talking the entire time I'm taking pictures. I'm constantly hyping them up the entire time. And along with that, I think it's important too to tell them that their outfit looks really great and that the outfit is super flattering for them, that it looks amazing. If we're planning the outfits and I notice that something might not be as flattering as maybe one of their other options, I'll tell them that I like the other option better. But if they already have it on and it's what you have to work with, then just pose them in a way that's flattering, the most flattering for them, and reassure them that they are going to look amazing in their picture and that they're just gonna have the time of their life. Now, there are the rare occasions where you can be almost done with your shoot and you're still seeing signs that they are really just not feeling comfortable, they don't love the way that they look, or they're, just acting really insecure. If you feel comfortable, ask them how you can help. Because sometimes that's what they need. They need to tell you that they don't really love this pose that you're putting them in, or that they really want to be doing this one thing that they know looks really good in a picture and you're doing something the opposite. And sometimes it takes you asking them what is it that you can help them with to feel better and to feel more comfortable. And I know that sometimes that can be a little tricky and sometimes you just have to feel out the situation. But sometimes that can be the best thing to do, and I've had to do it in the past and it ended up working really well. So take the risk sometimes and ask them how you can help them. I've only had one session where I felt like the girl literally hated me the entire time and just like hated her entire experience. But come to find out later on, she actually absolutely loved it. She posted like every single photo. She just apparently had the time of her life, but I thought she was hating it. So sometimes you really just never know. It's all personality. Yeah, sometimes it can just be tricky, but keep doing your thing, keep hyping them up, take things slow if you need to. Reassure them that they are doing their correct things, correct poses, they look amazing, and don't be afraid to step in and ask them how you can help them when needed. Alright, so I hope that this video was helpful for you. I know that these situations can sometimes be a little awkward, and then you start feeling really awkward and it just kind of feels like a tumbleweed of things that you can't fix and it just kind of spirals out of control. But remember to take things slow and to just reset yourself if you need to. And I promise you will make it through, and I hope that she loves her images, and I'm sure she will. So this video was helpful for you. Please give it a little thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to hit 200 followers in the next few weeks if that's possible. So please help me out if you can. And yeah, don't forget about the freebie down in the description, the Posing for Gen Z, which you can start adding into your sessions right away. Super fun poses to incorporate that I know your senior's gonna love. And yeah, I'll see you next week in another video. Bye guys!